Welcome back to Let's Fix It. Came out to the garage door the other day. I've got this loose now. I know it's loose already, but this handle wouldn't open. And you can see it's a little bent up here. I've straightened it up over here. It was bent, but I couldn't get it open, so I took it apart. And these are not very complicated handles. On the inside, you have a spring. And as you pull this back and forth, see if I can do this, spring just jumps from one side to the other. And that's what makes it feel like there's a latch inside. At any rate, the spring had come loose. This bolt right here is loose. I tried to tighten it up. I straightened up the bar. Then I tried to tighten up this bolt, and it stripped out. I'll show you why here in a second. See if we can get a good picture of this. This here is what's known as a stress fracture through that hole. You see it pretty good right there. That has allowed this hole to open up so that screw won't engage the metal now. So we could do the fun thing and weld that up and re-drill the hole. But that's not the efficient thing. It's probably not what you would do if it was in your garage, unless you had a welder and a little bit of time. We went to our local hardware store, picked up a new latch right here. This one here is a little more fancy. It's got a lever right here that moves this. This locks it closed. But when you turn it over, it's not much different. It's got a couple more moving parts. It has a spring that engages the lock. It has this spring here that runs it over center. That's just a torsional spring instead of a compression spring. So we'll put that on the door. And it should bolt right up to the door, and it doesn't. So now we gotta make some holes, new holes. All right, before you make holes in the door, make sure the door is closed. All right. Oh. So I want to make sure that this latch is approximately in the center. Let's look at it this way. In the center of this hole. All right. So what you don't want to have to do is press the door down to engage the latch. You don't have to lift the door up to disengage the latch. So right there, it looks good. Looking at the top here, well, let's look at the bottom. The hinge is a little bit wider than the door, so we need to catch that metal. So right about there looks good. Then we're gonna make a couple pencil marks. So we made a couple pencil marks to mark where the hole needs to go, right there. And then we'll drill those. I was able to do 3. The other hole's behind the latch, so we'll do the 3 and come back and do the last one. I watch this other fellow do videos. He does all this stuff one-handed. I'm gonna tell you, he's a hell of a lot more talented than I am. When you're tightening these screws down, you're going into sheet metal. Don't tighten them until they strip back out. You'll wind up making new holes. All right, now to get the last one, move that latch over. We can drill the last hole. All right, she's installed. We push this through. It goes into the hole without any resistance. That's perfect. This latch here releases it. That's perfect. And this latch is designed for a handle on the outside. Now this door doesn't have a handle on the outside. It's also designed for a key. Your handle would go through this hole right here. And that's an accessory you buy to go in there unless you already have one. But once you mount this up, you gotta be sure you locate this hole over top your handle hole. This hole here is where the key hardware goes in. Again, this door here doesn't have that because this door is real close to the jamb. There's no room for handles. What some guys do is they'll put a little cable from here over to the other side of the door, so you can just grab the cable, pull that, and they'll put another cable right there so you can grab the cable and pull that. That's a little extra. This is just a storage door. We don't really care about handles and cables. But now you know the important parts, right? Make sure your locking bar lines up to the hole and doesn't drag. Make sure you don't drill these holes too large because you're drilling into sheet metal. And if you tighten them down too much, they'll strip right on out. That's the important stuff. Thanks for watching.